Hey, David, did you have a question? Okay. Hi guys, how are you all doing?
Good.
Good.
Okay, I had a question for you. So this week is 1.5 hours class, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And next week we are not going to have class, but the following 2 weeks will be 1.5 hours class. You all remember, right? Okay, good. Let's go ahead. What was the questions on last week's homework?
Oh, no.
Paul, no, yeah, but did you have any questions on that? I did look through some of your work though. Whoever submitted it before only I looked through. 1 second, guys. I'm going to go back and see that. Algebra 1, group 2, right? Yep.
Miss Priya.
Yeah, ma, I'm here. But some of you have not submitted the homework, which is a little concerning, very honestly, to me. Annam, Advait, Dhruv, Krishiv, I didn't see your work at all. What's going on?
I finished it. I just didn't submit it because it's a
I'm
lot of
almost done
pages.
with mine. I submitted I didn't submit it yet.
Priya,
Yeah, ma?
I finished most of the homework. Just the word problems were a little confusing to do, and I wanted to ask how to do them in class.
I'll absolutely help you. Annam, I need to see the PDF, ma. Okay, yeah, but I'm happy that you marked it as done, but I need to see the PDF. You got it?
Okay, I can send it after class.
Sure. Yep. Let's go ahead and ask all the questions or whatever you have. Can you tell me the page where you're confused? And Ashrita, what are you doing in school? Dhruv, what are you doing in school?
We just finished quadratic equations. I mean, we finished the unit on quadratic equations. We're still continuing it, like a vertex form and all that stuff.
So you started with vertex, axis of symmetry and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Ashrita, what are you doing?
We learned how to figure out the axis symmetry vertex and we learned about the symmetry of the graph, and we are going to start quadratic formula next week.
Okay. I see. Okay, let's go ahead and try. Okay, last week, we just did polynomial add, subtract, multiply. Correct, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Slowly I'll mix and match quadratics. I know I have not taught you to divide. Okay. Subi, Krishiv, have they finished polynomials in your schools?
Yeah.
So are you into quadratics too?
I don't know what my next unit is in school.
Okay, so you have completed with division of polynomials, huh?
Well, we learned dividing polynomials, but on our test we didn't get it. We only had add, subtract, and multiply.
I see you're going slow. Okay. Akshada, what are you doing?
I'm doing the same thing as Subi.
Subi. Oh, yeah. You both are in the same class. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. I really would like to know what are your questions? Where are the word problems that were difficult? Can one of you rise up and tell who found the word problems difficult?
Some of them are hard to understand, but for the most part, I got it.
I'll help you guys. Some of them means say one. That will help you more, right? Anybody? Any questions? Okay. Okay. Let me divide polynomials. Give me 2 examples. Make you do 1 or 2 examples, and then I'll move on to quadratics. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So for today, we will finish dividing polynomials. And then when we go to quadratic, you know what we'll do? We'll understand the basic properties. Okay. Then we'll also go to graphing. Okay. I would like to start with graphing.
Parabola, right?
What is it, ma?
Graphing a parabola.
Yeah, graphing quadratics and practice quadratics. Okay, so that's the target for today. Okay, now let's go ahead and divide polynomials. Let's see how to divide polynomials. Okay, let me see, guys. So how about this? X square minus 19x plus 88. What is the order of this polynomial? What is the order of this polynomial?
Like ax squared plus bx plus c.
Ax square plus bx plus c is the standard form of the polynomial. That's correct. It's already in standard.
I didn't understand your question then.
But did we not discuss?
Wait,
Or
what?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
taught how to divide polynomials last week.
Oh, the degree is 2, right?
Oh, degree of the polynomial. That's 2.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, I did go over that example problem at the end, right, Ma? Yeah. So can you go ahead and do based on that? You think divide by x minus 11. What is the degree of this polynomial?
1.
2. Not
Oh,
1. No, 2.
Two.
Oh, that one is 2 after
yep.
division.
This is 1 because the highest order degree of the monomials is 1. Here it's 2 here. So the degree of this polynomial is 2. The degree of this polynomial is 1. Now, do you know how to divide this, guys? Would you be able to send the answer to me based on that 1 or 2 problems that we did at the end of last class? Or do you want me to do? Now, this is the time to ask. Anything, I'm fine.
Miss
My-
Priya,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you do this problem and then like
Absolutely, I'm fine to do this problem. Can I go ahead? Let me go ahead and divide. This is called my dividend. This is called my divisor. It's like dividing 7 by a 2. This is your dividend. This is your divisor. How do you do this? 2 times what? 3. This becomes your quotient equal to 6. Remainder is 1. So you do 7 divided by 2. How do you write it? You write it as the quotient plus remainder by divisor. This is a fraction. Write it like this, right? Similarly, I'll put the divisor inside the protection shield. This is my shield. I put it inside. X minus 11 is here. Now I start with how many x? X times what is x squared? X times, you can send the answers if you already know.
Oh, okay.
X times what is x squared? You don't have to wait for me, right? Always. So that I'll know who all know. So x times what is x squared? I'll compare these both.
X?
One is for Advik, that's not, yeah, that's right, I think. So what is more important is the divisor or the quotient, whichever it is. The polynomial should have descending powers of x. X power of 2, x power of 1, x power of 0. Here, x power of 1, x power of 0. If not, if they don't have it like that, see, suppose if I ask you to do this one, it's very tricky. Why it's tricky? After the power of 2, there is no power of 1. So you know what you should do? You should put it as 0 x power of 1 plus 88. Otherwise, you will have mistakes. This is something which everybody forgets. Okay. Now, x times x is x squared. So I put that and this is my quotient. So I go ahead and multiply that with my divisor. X squared minus 11x. Now, I want to subtract this. Subtract x squared minus 11x from x squared minus 19x. How do I do it? I put a subtraction sign. But then when I put that subtraction sign, I end up negating the lower polynomial, meaning polynomial written down. So that way I can add these two. This becomes a 0 pair. Minus 19x plus 11x becomes minus 8x plus 88. Now, again, I ask the same question. How many x in minus 8x? I put a minus 8 in here and then multiply that minus 8 with both of this. That becomes minus 8x plus 88. Now, when I want to subtract these two polynomials, I end up negating this lower polynomial and adding both. That means this forms a 0 pair, this is a 0. So remainder is 0. Quotient is x minus 8. Any questions? Can I give you one more problem in the division of polynomials, please?
Sure.
Okay. Once I give that, then I will be at peace that you guys know. 8x squared plus 9 divided by 2x. What's the answer, guys? You can send the answer to me. If you have a remainder, you should write it in the format quotient plus remainder by divisor. Just like ordinary division. Try, guys. I'm here to do if you don't know. But I'm not sure. Are we recording it? Somebody's wanting to record it. Yes, we are recording. Good.
Remember, I did the first step, but I need help with the rest.
Sure, ma. I will do it on the board. What did I give you? Oh wow. Annam Ashruta, you got it. Krishiv, correct, Krishiv. Very nice guessing your answers, Krishiv. Dhruv, correct. So let me go ahead and do this. See, this is one example
Wait.
where the x power of 1 is missing. So I will write it like this. Advait, I'm doing it for you. Divide by 2x, right? 2x times what is 8x squared?
4x.
Yeah, 4x, correct.
Mhm.
So I multiply that with this. So this is 8x squared. That's all. Then I subtract both. That becomes a 0. Now bring down the 0x. What happens? 2x 0x. Not making any sense to me, right? 2x 0x means 2x times what is 0x plus 0. 0 times 2x is 0x 0. But again, nothing comes. Remainder is 0. So bring down the 9. That's all. That is your remainder, right? Basically 9. You cannot find out like what is to here you need to stop because 9 when you bring down, that is your remainder. So now
Oh, that's what I got.
4x, 4x is your quotient plus 9 divided by 2x. Remainder by divisor. That's the fraction form. You got it?
Yeah, that's what I got. I just didn't know if there was another thing I could do.
Okay, nice. Okay. One last question maybe in this and then that's it. You should know how to divide. That's all. That's my intent. How about this? Okay. How about this? Area of a rectangular garden is x square minus 25x plus 150. Length is given as x minus 15. What is the width of the garden? Not a hard one. If we get this done, I'll move to quarter. Hey, did they cover transformations, Ashrita?
Not yet.
I see.
I think we may be doing that next week. We
I see. Okay, let me see how much of quadratics I can finish. Okay, it's good for you to finish more, I feel, because next week we're not going to have, the next week we're going to have, so, and it's a 1.5 hour.
Miss
Let's see.
Priya, we haven't done factoring in this class yet, right?
No,
Okay.
in this class, we have not have we touched quadratics?
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with quadratics today. Literally, I can get far because we have a longer class.
Okay.
Next week, remember guys, we're not going to have the class. I'll put it out in the WhatsApp, but just a reminder for you. So we are not confused as to what, why, all this stuff. Good guys, Dhruv, Advik, correct. I'm waiting for the others. Are you sending the answers? Are you sending the answers to me?
Priya, I said my answer.
Krishiv, can you check? Yes, everybody got it. But Krishiv, can you get, and don't make me ping by name. Ananya, you don't have the video on. You are not answering. So this is not something.
Sorry. I didn't realize I didn't have the video on.
No problem, ma. Thank you. Akshada, you can combine that, right, Akshada? If you combine that's something wrong. Krishiv and Akshada, can you explain what you both did? Because you both have the same incorrect answer. Can you help me? Meaning I'll help you, but tell me how did you do? Because you both have the same incorrect answer. Can you help me?
Yeah. The first one, so for x squared, on the top I put x.
Correct. And then
And for for negative 25, I put 25. Negative 25.
where ma? Here. Oh, no, no, no. First start with only one. Am I making sense? You don't put everything together. X times what is, just compare the first term. X times what is x square? X times x, right? Just put the x and then multiply with both. Write it down here. Krishiv, does it make
Oh,
sense?
I understand what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
now,
add the 15x.
oh, now subtract. Akshada, can you help me where you went wrong? Did you do like this?
I forgot to subtract the 15x.
Okay. So now how, again compare only the first terms. Minus 10. So minus 10x plus 150. That leaves a remainder of 0. The quotient is x minus 10. So that is your width. You got it? Guys, I'm going to move on. Giving this as homework. Shall I move on?
Yeah.
Ananya, I never received an answer from you. I'm going to move on though.
Sorry, I was still solving it out.
But did you understand?
A bit, I think.
Where did you not understand? Masubi, did you answer Masubi?
Yeah, you said I got it right.
Okay, okay. Ananya, thank you. Ananya, where did you not understand, Ananya?
Oh, I didn't see the negative sign for the 25x.
Oh, okay. Okay. Shall I move on? But my question for Annam is, how did you get that plus 9, Annam?
I forgot to multiply negative 10 back to negative 15. So I did 150 minus 15. Then I got 135. And then I divided 135 by.
Oh, I see. But do you get it now?
Yeah.
Can I move on?
Yes.
Okay, now let's come to quadratics, okay? You all know when I give you an equation, you all know how to graph it, correct? So can I go ahead and ask you how to graph y equal to x square? So draw a table, put xy values. I want two negative, two positive values. So -5, -2, 0, 2, 5. Two positive, 0, 2 negative. So y equal to x square means substitute your x value, find out x square. And can I see you graph this one and this one right now?
This doesn't really make any sense to me. Wait, do we just graph it on a piece of paper and show you?
Mama, I want to see how you graph it. So I've told you how to graph it. Draw a table, have a list of values for x and y, x and y. Similarly, meaning I want you to draw the table like a linear graph, meaning line equation, you graph it, right? Two positive, any value you can have for x, it's an independent variable, right? So graph it, any value you can have. You don't need to follow my values. I'm just giving you examples. So go ahead and graph these two graph. And along with that, I would also like to see graphs for this one. X square plus 2, 4 graphs you're going to draw. Take your time, but I want it to be right. All 4 tables, 4 graphs. So,
Can we use a graphing calculator?
please no.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll never know what is it.
Can I have help, please?
Can I see, guys, if you've done, just start showing so that we are not bunched up with many people. I can help you if you're stuck. Are you stuck?
No, it's just taking some time.
Subi, you're stuck. Looks like you're stuck. You're nodding your head. What does it mean?
Oh, I'm not nodding my head.
Okay.
I was just thinking about like the x values.
Actually, you can put any value. I've given you samples, right? You can use this.
I know the x values. I'm just like calculating like for x to the power of 2.
I'm stuck.
Okay, where are you stuck? Tell me where are you stuck? I'll fill it in.
The first one, you just put any value in for x?
Correct. It's like plotting a line, right, ma?
So I can just put 1, 1.
You can
2,
put 1, 1. Yes, you can put, but I want 2 positive values, 2 negative values. Then only this side will get filled in, this side will get filled in. You get it?
Okay, so
So
then you
what
just
is Advait? What is -5 the whole square?
minus or positive 25.
Positive 25. -2 the whole square?
Positive 4.
Yeah, so 0 square is 0, 2 square is 4 for 25. Now, how do you plot it? -5 is in here, right?
Yeah.
-5, positive 25. Positive 25 is somewhere here, right? So this, and then -2 is a 4. And then 0 is a 0. Similarly, 2 is a 4. And then 5 is a +25. So the graph looks like this. Graph will look like this. Make sense?
Yeah, I got what you did.
Similarly, I want you to graph for y equal to -x²,
Yeah.
y. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, is this right? If you can see it.
Dhruv, have you blurred your background? Then I can't see anything
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
probably.
No problem. Can you unblur? Show it. If you want, you can blur it back.
All right, I'm just
Go ahead.
yes.
I just want to see all the graphs. I can't see. Really? We have done 2 small graphs, Dhruv. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm checking, Dhruv. Hold on. Yeah, x plus 2 is correct. X square plus 2 is correct. Can you bring it down? Bring it down. I want to see the top 2.
Oh, these two.
That's correct. Good job.
Alright.
Good job. Correct. All are correct.
Wait, we learned this in school yesterday. Like if it's x², then it would just be it would just be like normal, like a parent function. And if it's negative, then it would be like reflect over x-axis. And if it's like x² plus 2, that would be like translate up. And if it's x plus 2 squared, that would be like horizontal shift left or something.
Good job. So now, did you all get it?
I'm on my last graph.
Rishabh, did you get it?
Yeah.
So what happened to the graphs?
Before I didn't get it, now I get it.
Can I see your graphs?
I only made like one so far.
Okay. That's right. Then other ones?
I'm still doing it.
Uh-huh.
What was the equation for the last question?
What was that, ma?
The equation for the last question?
Oh, the equation to the last question. No, I wanted to do it on the board as well, so I deleted it, meaning it's like, see, this is where I wanted to put it in different colors. That's why I deleted it. Okay, so
Okay, that's
that
fine.
y equal to -x². I want to do it on the board and show you too, so we are all on the same page. Third one would be y equal to x plus 2 the whole square, and the fourth one would be x x x square plus 2.
Okay, thank you.
Now I'm going to go to the first graph and do. So the values are going to be, I already showed you. So for 2, it is going to be a 4. And then 1 is going to be 1. 0 is going to be a 0. 1 is going to be a 1. 2 is going to be a 4. Okay, those 4 values, let me plot it. Can I move on, guys? Akshada, did you do?
I finished my first 2.
First 2. How was the second mark? Can you show me?
It was the same thing for both of them.
Not really, right, Akshada?
But I used the same points.
Yeah, even when you use the same points, they're not going to be the same, right, Akshada? I'll tell you what is the mistake you did.
Miss
going to-
Priya, I finished my graphs.
-2. I want to see minus. That's perfectly right. -2, -1. Ashrita, good. 0, 1, 2. Akshada, -2, the whole square is what, ma? See, here, wait. Y equal to -x², right, Akshada? So what is that? First you square it and then negate it, right? So first you square it. -2 the whole square is what? 4, right? And then you negate it. So this is a -4. Now, When you substitute in minus x square, substitute x equal to -1. First you square it and then negate it. What is that, Akshada? -1 the whole square is 1 and then you negate it, -1. Make sense?
I got what I did. I did like switched up the order.
Okay, even if you switch up the order, it will not be the same graph, right? For 1, if you substitute 1, it will still end up with a -1. 2, it is a -4. So what happens to the graph? So -2 becomes a -4. -2 becomes a -4. -1 is a -1 is a -1. You see, 0 is a 0. 1 is a -1. Then -2 is a 4. With this graph in place, do you see it? This is the graph for number 2. You see?
Yeah, I got it.
So what do you mean, all of you guys? When there is a negation, negation is happening to the y value. X value remains the same, but negation happens to the y value. For a point, let's say if it is reflected on the y-axis, the x value is negated. Suppose if this point is 2, 2. What happens when it is negated on the y-axis? It becomes, see, x value is negated. When x value is negated, it's a reflection on the y-axis. Suppose the same point is reflected on the x-axis, then it becomes 2, -2. That means if it is reflected on the x-axis, the y value is negated. Am I making sense? So what is this? The y value gets negated. So the blue graph, considering the red graph as my parent graph means with respect to that only we are going to discuss the entirety of quadratics. That is my parent, that is my ancestor. Okay, that's my original graph for a quadrat. See, since you have a curvy U graph, it is called a parabola. First, the name of it is a parabola. Now, can we, before I move on, right, can we go ahead and write the, I want you to write the domain range for this graph, first graph. I want you to write the domain, range, and then I'll explain what is axis of symmetry. I'll explain what is vertex, and I want you to write the end behavior. I'm going to explain each of this property for this graph. Now, what is the domain? You all know how to find the domain of a graph, right?
All real,
Yeah, go ahead and tell me what is the domain of the graph. Domain means
all
keeps
real,
going, right?
all real numbers.
Yeah, see, for any value of minus x or x, the graph keeps going. So, how can I write it? Minus infinity to infinity it can go. But you have to have a parenthesis here. Please, when you have infinity, you should have a parenthesis. That you already know. Who is going to tell me the range for this graph? Advik, you want to try? What is the range for this graph?
For the red one on the top.
Red one. Yeah, red one only we'll discuss now.
All right.
Red colors all relate.
Y is greater than or equal to 0.
Good job. Y greater than or equal to 0. That is in inequality notation. In interval notation, can I write it as 0, comma, infinity? Infinity has a parenthesis, but y equal to 0 means y can be equal to 0. Parenthesis means that point is excluded like a hole. But here we shade the 0. It's included. So I put it as a square bracket here. Okay, so the next one, or you, yeah. So otherwise, the other way of writing it is 0 less than or equal to y less than infinity. This is also fine with me if you understand this. Now, you know about symmetry already. When you think about it, which is the line that separates the two graphs in such a way the right side is exactly a reflection of the left side? What is that one line that can separate the graph into two in such a way that the right side equal to the left side?
The y-axis.
The
X equal to 0.
Correct. So what is the axis of symmetry? It's an equation of a line. What is the axis of symmetry?
X equals 0.
X equals to
X
0.
equal to 0. And how do you find it? You know how to find it. You don't know which is the line exactly. Okay. So see on the U, what is this bottommost point? What is that bottommost point? What is that point in here? What is the coordinate point?
0,
0,
0.
0. So that is called your vertex. Okay. And you draw a perpendicular line at the vertex, that becomes your axis of symmetry. Any questions? Now the last one, what is end behavior means? I will always try to understand, hey, when x goes to minus infinity, what happens to your y value? What happens to the graph value?
Y goes to infinity.
Y goes to infinity. Now, somebody else please. When x goes to plus infinity, what happens to your y value? Subi, can you say? When I go to x equal to plus 100, what will happen to your graph? Y will tend to go to?
It'll also increase.
Yeah, it'll go to infinity. So that is your end behavior. Did you guys get it? I'm going to do one more so as not to confuse you, so that you are clear. For the blue graph, I'm going to write everything for the blue graph now. What is the domain? Who can help me? Somebody else who has not answered. Yes, Subi, you want to go? What is the domain?
All real numbers.
That's right. All real numbers. But algebra level, I really want you to write it like this or like this. In interval notation or inequality notation is my expectation. Algebra 1. Till 7th grade, you can say all real numbers. Okay. In algebra 2, I'll want you to differentiate this. But now itself you can differentiate. There's no harm provided you understand that 0 is included, infinity is excluded. Now let's go ahead. What is the range? Krishiv, can you come up with it? Ananya, can you come up with the vertex and axis of symmetry?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Y is less than 0. Less
Correct.
than
Y, very nice. Y is less than or equal to 0. I can write. See, always your left side should contain the lowest point. Lowest point is minus infinity. Highest point is 0. So infinite minus infinity is less than y, less than or equal to 0. Any questions? Any questions, guys?
No.
Okay. Okay. What is the vertex and axis of symmetry, Ananya?
The axis of symmetry is x is equal to 0, and the vertex is 0, 0.
Correct. Vertex is 0, 0. Axis of symmetry is x equal to 0. Good job. But axis of symmetry is always a vertical line with equation in the format x equal to. Any question on that?
Can you cover the end behavior again? I think that's the only one I didn't get.
Oh yeah, and behavior. Oh sure. Okay. So let's see. Who would like to try the end behavior? Na? See, mark a point here. Okay, that is x is tending to infinity, right? What happens to y? Y value goes where? If I mark a point x here, what will be the y value here? Think about it. What will be the y value? Advait, you can say
Infinite.
infinity. Yes. We are talking about the blue graph, right?
Oh,
Negative infinity.
Negative infinity, because it keeps on going like this, right?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. When x is tending to minus infinity, what happens?
Y is positive. Y is going to positive infinity.
Is it going to positive infinity? Blue graph, right?
Infinity.
Oh,
What happens?
still going to negative
Ah, yes, that's right. Did you guys get it?
yeah, I got it.
Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know a parabolic graph. We know what is the reflection on the x-axis. We know the properties like domain, range, axis of symmetry, vertex and stuff. Vertex and end behavior. Now, let's go ahead and plot the other two graphs. Some of you showed, some of you did not show. Y equal to x plus 2 the whole square. I'm going to draw the graph myself. I've given you enough time. So now x plus 2 the whole square means the same points I'm going to have it for me. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. The space is small. So I'm going to show you only the same minus 2, minus 1, 2 negative values, 0, 1 and 2. So my y value, see black color is for the black one. You see, then see guys, it's a little confusing this topic. I really want you to understand it nicely before you get out of this class. So y equal to x plus 2 the whole square. Let's see what happens to the graph. Please don't use graphing calculators now. Okay, this is not the time for you to use graphing. You have to understand what the graph does first. So if I substitute a minus 2 instead of x, the y value will be 0. If I substitute a minus 1, the y value will be 1. 0 is 4 and then 1 is
9.
9. Yeah, 2 is 16, right? Now what happens? Minus 2 comma 0, minus 2 comma 0, minus 1 comma 1, and then 0 comma 4, and then what? 1 comma, something is blocking. Hold on. I'm not able to see, guys. 1 comma 9, 2 comma 16. 1 comma 9. See, here my biggest problem is, do you see the graph right side only it's there. It looks like a line. This is very wrong. All are positive values. Did you see there's no negative values coming? So I need to extend more on the left side. I need to see how the graph looks on the left side. For that, I need more points on the x, negative values. We put a minus 4, that becomes a plus 4. So minus 4 becomes a plus 4. Now the graph looks better. So the graph looks like this. Any questions, guys? So did you see what happened if I change the x value? Meaning, can I write this as y equal to x minus of minus 2? That means what? It moved 2 units. See, in my parent graph, the origin was my vertex. What happened to the vertex now? It became minus 2, right? It moved 2 units to the
Left.
left. Suppose, let me ask you one new question. If I give you a graph like y equal to x minus 2 the whole square, how will the graph move, do you think?
It'll reflect off the y-axis.
I'll
Why
move to
would
the right.
So
Huh?
to the right.
Yeah, it'll move. See, x plus 2 move to the left. X minus 2 would move to the right like this. You get it?
I just don't know how to word it. That's what I meant there.
No, okay, good. I'm glad. Now, how about for the last graph? Y equal to x square plus 2. You want me to put the table? Small table, let me put. What's up? What happened?
It would translate the graph down.
It will translate the graph?
Uh,
Up.
no, it would, yeah, up, yeah, my bad.
To translate? No, no problem. Go ahead and say.
Yeah, it would translate the graph up.
It will translate the graph up. So see 0 comma 2 would be a point. See 0 comma 2 is a point. So all the points will translate itself up. So see the plus 2 is directly applied to the y coordinate. Y coordinate means y level moves up. Do you see? Guys, did you understand how this works till now?
Yes.
So what we have done, translation to the left, translation to the right, up, down, all that we have covered, right? And then reflection on the x-axis we have covered. Suppose if I give you a graph like this, y will be equal to minus x the whole square. See here, the negation, the x value, x coordinate becomes negated. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Reflection over y-axis.
Reflect on the y-axis, but my parent graph is a symmetric U. So if I reflect it on the y-axis, what would happen to the graph? If I reflect it on the y-axis, what would happen to the graph?
It would become an upside down U.
Amma, reflect it on the y-axis. This one is a reflection on the y-axis.
Wait, it would still be the same.
It
Yeah.
will be the same, yes, because this will go here, this will go here. Do you get it? So, in a quadratic graph, you won't have differentiation if you reflect it on the y-axis. But if you reflect it on the x-axis, it comes down. Make sense?
Yes.
So, let me go back and review what we did. Okay, y will be equal to x square we did. Y will be equal to minus x square, meaning you square it and negate it. That means the negation is applied to your y coordinate. Then it is a
Reflection over x-axis.
reflection on x-axis. Good job. Now y will be equal to x square plus 2. What happens here, Advik?
Up 2.
Up 2. It goes up by 2. Y equal to x square minus 2 means?
Down 2.
The entire graph goes down by 2. Can I please request somebody else to answer now? If I put the addition of 2 is being made to the x coordinate. X coordinate means the movement is going to be in the
Left.
right left. So x plus 2 the whole square means what happens? Then it is squared. So what happens to, what is the translation?
It would move
Up
horizontal.
by 2.
Horizontal.
Left 2.
This is left actually. Left by 2. How about x minus 2 the whole square?
Right.
Right 2.
Right by 2. It's a little confusing, guys. See, always this x is always confusing wherever you go. Because minus 2 moves to the right and the plus 2 moves to the left. Okay, now, okay, till now, I'm pretty sure you're all clear. Subi, are you clear or overwhelmed?
I'm clear.
Clear, okay, good. Advik and I'm sorry, Annam and Advait, are you clear?
Yeah.
They got it.
Okay, now I'm going to go to the next part. Next part means I'm going to cover transformations today, okay? It's a little heavy, but we'll do it. X will be equal to, how about this? 2 times, see, the 2, the first it is squared and then multiplied with a 2. This is different from doing this. You see what I mean? I'm multiplying by half and then squaring it. They both are different. Do you see it? Okay. Before I go here, right, I'm going to draw. Please, guys, I will do this myself. Okay. I really want you to understand more than you concentrating on what you're doing. Let's see. How about this? I'm okay. Let me do the graph first. Parent graph. Hey, Ashita, I had a question for you in the chat. Did you see? Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Really helps. I don't remember very frankly. Okay. Now, this is my parent graph, correct? So that being the case, let's go ahead and try this one. This is my parent graph. I'm sorry, y equal to x square is my parent graph. So this is my parent graph. I want it to be in a different color. I told you, right? I have to keep it up. I don't know. Y will be equal to 2 times x square. Okay, so that's what I'm going to explain. So my parent graph is y equal to x square. This is my parent graph. Any questions still here?
No.
Okay, we are going to try to understand this one now. Which one? This one. Where? Okay, now think about this, guys. This 2, right, is getting multiplied to the parent graph, right? That 2 is multiplied to the y value or the, see, that multiplication of 2 is happening to the y coordinate or the x coordinate?
Y.
Yeah, it's happening to the y coordinate. Y coordinate was earlier x square. Now it is becoming 2 times x square. So you multiply the 2 to the y coordinate. So let's see what happens. Let me put down the table. See, this one, let's learn slowly but correctly, clearly, okay? Don't use graphing calculators right now. It's never going to help if you use it now. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Graphing calculator, immediately if you put down this equation, it will give you the graph, but you'll never understand how you got it. Now, if you put, now we are going to put it for 2x square, right? So if I put -2 instead of the x, right? So what happens to the y? Please, anybody can help
8,
here. 8 and then
2,
2, correct. 0 and then
2, 8.
okay. Now when you look at it, right? So I'm going to graph this. -1 is going to be a 2. -1 is going to be a 2. Minus a 2 or -2 is going to be 8. Whoa. I'm going to put it in 8. 2 is going to be 8 here. 2 is going to be 8 here. So what happened to this graph?
It got stretched, vertically stretched.
How do you say it is stretched? It has come down, right? How do you say it is stretched?
What do you like? It got stretched.
Yeah, but I don't see it getting stretched. How do you say it is getting stretched? It is getting
Got more
It's
steep.
getting compressed.
Again, compressed. Yeah.
guys, you're confusing. If I say it's not stretched, you're saying compressed. You're not able to defend. You see
It
what?
got more steep.
It got more steep. That's a very good thing. That's a very good thing to hear. It got more steep. That's correct. Or it got steeper. That's a better.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Now, I would really like to know whether it got compressed or stretched. If you say
Stretched.
stretched, I'll ask you why. If
It
you
got-
say compressed, I'll ask you why, and you should be able to explain. Go ahead. No, for that, don't keep quiet, please.
Is it because like it's more closer to the y-axis?
Uh, yeah, it got thinned down, right? So, okay, let's see this. For the red graph, right? The red graph, the bottom, the vertex is there, right? Hold the bottom of the vertex and pull it down along the y-axis. Pull it down along the y-axis. What would happen to the graph? See, I have the red graph. The red graph, I'm holding the bottom of the U and pulling it down. So what would happen to the graph?
It would become like steeper.
It'll become steeper and it'll become the black color graph, correct?
I mean, like if you're pulling it, then if you're pulling the bottom of the graph, it would move down the y-axis. But
No, good. You're bringing up a good question, Dhruv, but see, I'm not moving this point down. Okay. I'm not moving that point down. It's as if I'm elongating along the y-axis. You see what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm not moving this point as it is, but along the y-axis, if I start stretching it, right, what would happen? Automatically, this will come here. This will come here, correct? Okay, then now tell me, if I do this, let me not go here, guys. Let me not go here at all, okay? Now the parent graph was red color, okay? Now I'm going to ask you what would happen if I ask you to do this. Same, okay? But the multiplication factor here is half. What would happen?
it would make it like.
Let me draw the table if you want to. This is very interesting, guys. Learn it here itself. It's very
It would make it like compressed, like.
It would be compressed, less steep.
Yeah, less
will
steep.
become less steep. How do you say it becomes compressed?
It's because like for example, you gave instead of pulling it, you push on the bottom of the graph. That would make it compressed like that.
Good. Top and bottom, press it. If you can see my video as well. top and bottom, you what to say, from the from up you press it down, from down you press it up. What would happen?
It becomes like wide,
Becomes
deep,
Like wider.
it
wide.
becomes wider. It becomes wider and it becomes fatter, right? It becomes wider and it becomes fat. This becomes thin.
Like it shrinks basically.
What is that?
It like shrinks, you know.
Yeah, see, vertically you are trying to shrink the graph. Actually,
Yeah.
it does not happen. The points don't move up. But then when you want to shrink the graph, automatically when you push from the top and the bottom, right, it tries to widen, meaning this goes here, this goes here. But let's see how the graph turns out. -1, if you substitute -1 here, it's going to be half. 0 means 0, 1 means half. This is a 2. So -2 is a 2. -2 is a 2. And then -1 is a half. So it's going to be like this. See, am I making sense?
Yes.
So when you multiply by a fraction less than 1, see what happens. The graph gets fatter. That means this is a vertical compression by half. This is a vertical stretch by 2. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vertical stretch means it gets thinned down. So how do you understand that? It's like holding the bottom of the U and trying like a spring to pull it down. Basically, the spring does not come down. The movement doesn't happen. Translation doesn't happen. But you try to pull it down, it becomes thinner. Whereas from up and down, you press. That is vertically you're compressing. So it becomes fatter and gets the blue graph. Make sense? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay, now go ahead and answer these questions. Y is equal to, how would this, no. How would this graph look? Who can tell me?
It would basically reflect over the x-axis and also like shrink and compress.
That
Is
means,
it over y-axis?
No, it's reflect over the x-axis. You can't reflect over the y-axis for a parabola.
but you can, the graph remains the same, that's all.
Yeah, it's just the same.
Oh yeah, basically.
Yeah, so this one, see, this one you're negating the y value completely, right? That means it's a reflection on the opposite axis, right? It's a reflection on the x-axis. So basically your parent graph, you know what happens? Let me draw it in blue color itself. Gets like this, okay? However, because of multiplication by this half, vertically, it gets a little wider. Vertically, it's compressed, right? It becomes wider and this is my final graph. You got it?
Yeah.
How do you plot the points? Don't draw the graph like this. You have to plot the point using this and substituting values in this and give the points and plot the graph. You get it?
Yes.
Okay, I am just wanting to understand whether you understood this or not. That's all. How about this? What happened to this? What happened to this graph? Let's say this is y. What happened to this graph? Who can tell me? Guys, start, guys. Advik, Annam,
Up
Ashrita.
3.
No, what ma? First,
Up 3.
wait. Okay,
Wait.
one another thing with respect to transformations, right? Translation is the last one you would say. You would always start with the negative sign and then the
Okay.
multiplication factor and then this one. You go like that. Go ahead.
So reflection over y-axis.
Good. Reflection on y-axis.
It would be x, not y.
Correct. Reflection on x. Go ahead.
Vertical compression by 1/2.
Vertical compression by half. Then
Up 3.
up 3. Got it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
How would the graph look like? This is my parent graph, right? Think about it. Reflection on x becomes here. And then vertical compression means it is widened. So it becomes like this. And then up by 3. So my final graph would look like a stretched 3 up graph. You got it? So this is my final graph. Did you get it, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, one last thing I wanted to show you. I don't know, this might bring in some confusion for sure. How about this? How do you envision this graph? We discussed this already. We discussed this already, correct? Okay, so I'm going to do this new graph. This one, do you see the 2 has been multiplied to the x coordinate? The x value is always confusing. X value movement is always confusing with any transformation, right? But here, do you see, I'm going to multiply the 2 to the x coordinate and then square it. But what we have learned so far it's very easy. On the y-axis, what did we learn? The parent graph was this one. Let's say parent graph is this one. This half x square means what? It got really widened, right? This is that graph, right? Now, let's see what happens to my graph. What is, let me also plot the table for this one, because you need to know what are the values. X, y equal to half x square, right? Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. If I substitute minus 2, right, it becomes 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now, Akshada, can you help me with this, ma? Or Ananya? Akshada or Ananya, can you help me?
Okay, so for okay, wait. When you put it in, okay, so x would be -2 for the first one, so it would be -4 squared, but if since in parentheses it would be 8, right? No, 16, my bad.
1 minute, I'm checking, hold on. Um, 1 second, guys. So vertical compression. This is okay. Okay, go ahead. So this would be
16.
16. Then this would be
Um 4,
yeah. Then this would be
0.
this would be
1 and 16. No.
No, it's 4 and 16.
1 and
16.
4 and 16. Right?
Yeah.
That's correct. So now I'm going to plot this. Okay, this is my parent graph. So this graph is basically it's steep, right? So that graph is, I want to draw it in blue color. So this is the thin down graph. Okay, now I'll also show you 2 more scenarios. With this one, I wanted to compare this one. Okay, let's not compare with anything with this one. Right side, we'll leave it for now. Okay, I wanted to compare with one more graph on the left. How about this? This is basically a horizontal compression by half. That is, horizontal compression by half is the same as vertical stretch by 2. I think so, correct. Okay, let's go ahead with this. I'm going to draw the table x, y, same -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to plug this in here. Akshada, you want to say the points here? I'm multiplying 2 with x squared. So what happens, Akshada, here?
Is it 4? Wait, I mean, is it 16?
Is it 16, Amma? No.
Wait, 8?
Yeah. And then?
4,
Mhm.
0, 4, 8.
So here it became steeper, right? Steeper means, again, -2 is -8. Okay, it's not this steep, But do you see something related to this? Here, see, from the parent graph, this graph became steeper. This graph also became steeper. So we learned earlier that this was a vertical stretch by 2. Okay, but here, since the 2 is applied to x, right? You see, this vertical stretch by 2. Why we say vertical? The 2 was applied to the y coordinate. X was squared and then multiplied by 2. Here what happens, the 2 is applied to the x coordinate and then squared. So it was applied to the x coordinate. The 2 multiplication was applied to the x coordinate. The problem, the pattern that you see is vertical stretching. When you vertically stretch a graph, I said you hold to the bottom of the U and try to pull it down. So it thinned down. Okay. Horizontally, how would you attain the same action? The parent graph, what you should do to the parent graph horizontally to make it thinner, you tell me.
Compress it, like push it in.
Exactly, meaning vertically when you are trying to stretch right, horizontally, how would you attain the same thinning down? Horizontally, you would push the graph on both the sides like this. So horizontal compression is the same as vertical stretch. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Ashita, are you with me?
Yes.
Similarly, think about vertical compression. Vertical compression means the graph becomes wider, right? Vertical compression. Vertical compression means up and down you're doing like this. Vertical compression, it becomes fatter. How would you get the same effect? What you do horizontally? Horizontally, what should you do?
Stretch.
Exactly. Horizontally, you'll pull them apart. So basically what I intend to say is vertical stretch is similar to horizontal compression. Horizontal stretch is similar to vertical compression. Am I making sense? Okay. Akshada, are you following, ma?
Yeah.
Annam Advait?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's come back to our equation and graphing. Here, they both are similar. They're not equal though. Okay. So here, vertical stretch by 2, we understood how it came. When the 2 was multiplied in here, vertical stretch, here it is horizontal compression. You see, this is hard. When you apply it to the x coordinate, it's always the opposite. What you do, you have to find the reciprocal of the number that accompanies. So you have to say that as horizontal compression by half. You got it, guys?
Yes.
For the x coordinate alone, when the number is multiplied, you have to find the reciprocal. The reciprocal means it has to be that if the value is less than 1, right, then it becomes a compression. If the value is more than 1, then it becomes a stretch. So this is the vertical stretch. But this one, since it is inside the parenthesis, you always find the reciprocal. That is your factor. So here I can say it's a horizontal compression by half. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about this? This one, right? This is a vertical compression by half, right? Let's compare it with this one. Vertical compression by half. How about this? Can we try this one? Let's draw the table. So xy minus 2 minus 1, 0, 1, 2. What happens? Substitute. Tell me the values, ma. Krishiv, you want to say?
Can you repeat the question?
What is the value for y? What value you'll get here?
It would be one, -1.
It'll be positive 1, right?
Oh yeah, +1.
Minus 1.
-1 would also be no. It would be 1.5.
Is it 1.5? Substitute minus 1 here. What happens?
It would be
1/4.
Yep, 1 over 4. 1 over 4. 0 means 0. 1 means 1 by 4. 2 means again 1. So do you see Here, for the red graph, this was a vertical compression by half, correct? But if it was a vertical compression by half, you see what happens? Vertical compression means the graph became fat, right? Now, what happens to this one? -2 is a +1. -2 is a +1. So basically, this is not exactly the same. But what I want to show you is, this is vertical compression by half. That's the same as, you see, that's the same as what? Horizontal? Vertically or as the same as horizontal stretch is what I meant to say. Because this graph as well will be similar to this graph. It will become fatter than the parent graph. So these two graphs are similar. They're not equal. You see, their values are not equal. But what I meant to say is vertical compression by half. Here, you know what will you say? This half is multiplied inside the parenthesis, right? So you'll take the reciprocal of that. The factor is 2. It is a horizontal stretch by 2. Are we clear? Are we clear or no?
Yeah.
Covering a little bit more than what is required. I know that, okay? But this will be so helpful for you in your algebra too. Okay, now, who got disconnected? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. How about this? Let's see. Okay, let's see how about this. You can graph all these is okay now. Okay, how about this? Okay. I'm saying my graph passes through the point 2, 2. This is my graph. Would we be able to write the equation? Would we be able to write the equation of this?
Yes.
How?
So you first find the vertex, and then you like wait. Can I like show it on the board?
Yeah, let's go. Yes, Dhruv. Yes, Dhruv. You can go ahead. Go ahead. So why don't we write the general equation of the quadratic function? Y equal to, go ahead. A times,
A x yeah, a minus h squared plus k.
so when
So
we get into
oh,
I'll give you the turn, Dhruv. Just 1 second.
alright.
So when we come to the quadratic functions, right, we were always discussing y equal to x square, y equal to x square plus 2, y equal to 2x square. Always we were discussing this. So now I want to bring up and tell you that the general see, for a linear graph, for a line, we always said it is y equal to mx plus b. Remember? Like that, if you see a U curve, whether it is like this, or a fat one, or a thin one, it always obliges this format. Y equal to x minus h the whole square plus k. But what are these? So many variables, it's so confusing, right? This h and k represents your vertex. H and K represents your vertex. Then it becomes very easy. You see? So, if that is the standard equation for a quadratic graph, please, you have to note this down. You have to memorize this. There's no other go. If this is your standard form, and I give you this form, this one, and it passes through 2, 2, it's very easy to write the equation. What is your vertex here?
Should I explain it now?
Yeah, go ahead. What is your vertex here?
So it's 0, 0.
So this is 0, this is 0. You just plug in values. Now you have got the equation as y equal to ax square. There's nothing else. But still I have that a. I just need x and y in my equation, right? Whenever you write your line equation as well, you just need x and y. Similarly, you need x and y. I don't want the a. But there is a treasure that they have given. Your graph passes through this point. That means what? I can find out my A value, correct? How? This can be taken. Dhruv, go ahead.
Substitute all the like HK and X and Y values, and then you like simplify until you get A equals to something.
Yeah, so let's try that. So this is one xy value in the graph, right? So I can substitute x equal to 2, y equal to 2. And I can find out my A. See, A value is 1 by 2. So now I can write the equation of this graph as y equal to half times x square. Any questions? Subbi, are you following? See, all this can happen only when you remember the general equation of this, of a parabola. General equation of the parabola is this. Am I making sense? Now, let's say I give you a graph like this. I give you a graph -2, -8. The graph passes through the point -2, -8. Can you find out the equation of this graph?
Do we send it to you in chat?
Yeah, please send it to me in chat. So first thing what you need to do, this h comma k should go. I cannot have h comma k. It should be substituted with proper numbers. You know, on seeing the graph, you know what is the vertex. You can substitute it there. After that, to find out A, you're going to substitute x and y values from the graph.
Miss Priya,
Yeah, go ahead.
is the because if you can see like the vertex, it looks like it's like not really on a zero. It looks like it's not really
With precision only I can draw. That is a 0, 0. I will tell you that it is.
okay.
Okay.
Wait, so are we solving for A?
Yeah, ma. You're solving for A. No, you solve for A and finally give me the equation. Solve for A, again plug in that into the equation. Finally, your equation should have x square and then a number. Whatever be the number, that one number should be multiplied, and then if there is h comma k value, you have to plug in that properly. And then y equal to that, you need to give it to me. Like, see, if I ask you for a line equation, you used to say, right? Hey, the equation is y equal to half x plus 3. Like that you used to say in slope intercept form. So like that, I'm asking you to say it in this form. The standard form of a parabola is ax square plus bx plus c. It's a polynomial standard form. Okay, this is the standard form. Okay, this is called the vertex form. Why? Why it is called the vertex form? Because you can clearly see the vertex in here.
Miss,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
that's my answer, right?
I didn't see. Oops. Advik, that seems right, Advik. Oh, wow. That's correct, Advik. That's correct, Dhruv. Advik, you're not learning Algebra 1 yet, right? Or are you started learning?
I am. I'm like 4 weeks in at school.
Oh, 4 weeks. Then it should be easy for you in school, right?
Yeah, it's really easy.
Okay. Good to know. Annam, your sign on the A is incorrect, ma. The sign on the A seems incorrect to me. Want to look into that? Will you check or you want me to check?
Oh, I think I know.
Okay. Akshada, where are we? Krishiv, where are we? Hmm?
Can I get some help, please?
Sure. What help do you need?
I need help like getting started on the first step.
Can you substitute h comma k value? Find out what is vertex coordinate and substitute it instead of h comma k.
0,0.
Yes, substitute it there. Annam, correct, ma. Akshada, what is that you have given me, Akshada?
The value of A.
Oh, the value of A. Can you check once more? You're making a computation mistake. You're there, but there is a mistake there. I'm glad you're getting something like this. Yes, Ashrita, that is correct. So what is the quadratic function equation? I want the equation of the graph. Akshada, I want you to correct it. Krishiv, where are we, Krishiv?
I'm still solving.
Can I help you?
Wait, I just sent my answer.
Oh, wow. There is a sign problem, Krishiv. Can I help you? I'll help you, no problem. See here.
Oh,
You got it? Okay. Advait, see here. This becomes 0, this becomes 0, Advait. Are you here, Advait? Advait? I lost him. Advait, what happened? You came with Annam.
My computer died.
Oh my gosh. See, that's why I wanted to be sure. Okay. Okay. So h comma k becomes 0 comma 0, right? This becomes 0, this becomes 0. So what happens to our format of equation? A times x minus 0 is x. X square plus 0. So y equal to ax square. But I know my x and y. Just plug in that. If you plug in that, this becomes 4 times a will be equal to minus 8. A will be equal to minus 2. Akshada, did you understand the mistake?
Yeah.
Divide by 4 on each side. You get minus 2. Now, A equal to minus 2, you know, no. So, it's very easy to write the equation. Plug in back here. Y will be equal to minus 2x square.
Miss Priya,
Yama.
what did you write after y equals ax to the power of 2? Because I don't really understand
I
what you
wrote minus 8 will be equal to a times 4.
Oh, okay.
Why
Then
did I
what's the
write? Because this is an xy value on the graph, right?
yeah.
I plugged it in there. Minus 2 the whole square is 4. So I wrote a 4 directly here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Can I move on? Can I move on, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How about this? A graph passes through the point, a parabola. A parabola passes through 1 comma minus 1. Okay. Now, this is the parabola. Okay. This is the parabola. This is the 1 comma minus 1 point. Can you give me the equation of this graph? Give me the equation of this graph. Always, if you want to leave, just tell and go. That's always better. Not just for me, guys. Even if you go to college, even if you go work with somebody, even if you attend any other online class, tell them and go. They'll be happy, whoever the teacher is.
Right, Miss Priya, when does class end?
Another 3-4 minutes, we'll end it, okay? See, because I want to cover whatever I want to cover. And I feel like next week it's for, meaning my humble request is I'm taking off the class, right? So I need to be sure that you get covered with what you need. So I'm making it into 1.5 hour classes. Make sense? And you guys are all middle to high schoolers, right? You're all going to become high schoolers. So I thought, okay, half an hour extension is not a problem, is my honest thought. But let me know if it's a problem. Please send me the equation, ma. The equation has to be in this format. Equation of, see, one is the A value. First you find out the A value, that's fine. Okay. I want to know the equation of the graph in vertex form. I would like to see the equation of the graph in vertex form. We'll do one more problem and I'll let you.
Is my answer correct?
Akshada, your final answer should have X and Y values, ma. You cannot plug in for everything. Annam, Bhairu, what is the A value?
-1. I also sent that.
Yeah, but then you have to, in the final equation, you have to plug in that value and then send, right?
Oh,
You got it, huh?
yeah.
Miss Priya.
Akshada, you cannot substitute for everything, meaning what is that you have sent to me? I want an equation for the graph. The graph equation. See, when I ask you for a line equation, you send it to me like this, right? Y equal to mx plus b. See, x and y are in the equation. Like that, I want the x and y in this equation. Correct, ma? Take off the zeros and all, manam. Everything is correct, but take off the zeros.
Okay.
Krishiv, that is correct, Krishiv. Very good job. But H and K, you know the values, right? You need to
Yeah.
plug that in.
Okay.
H and K are zeros, right? Yeah. Akshada, what is the value of A, Akshada?
1.
No. Annam, that's correct. Krishiv, that's correct. Ashrita, did you get?
Yeah, I sent my answer.
Okay.
I don't know if it's correct or not because you never said anything.
Okay. Because I did not see yours still. For some reason, I'm missing. I don't know why.
Should I send it again?
Oh, no, Ashrita, I got it. You're right. You're right. So now guys, what I am saying is H and K, you know, it is 0, 0. So the equation becomes AX square. Now X and Y, you know, X is this, Y is this. Akshada, you're making computation mistakes a lot, Amma, there. If you substitute 1 here, this is a -1. A becomes -1 by 1, which is -1. So plug it into this equation back and tell me the equation. -1 times x square becomes y will be equal to -x square. Any questions, guys? Subhi, are you with me?
Did you divide A on both sides?
Ilema.
Like to get
-1 equal to 8 times 1. What is A?
-1?
Yeah, that's what I put. I plugged it in.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
I saw some links. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, meaning with this we'll conclude, okay? So I really want you to know this one. Okay, I'm dropping a rock. I'm dropping a rock, okay? I'm dropping a rock from the top of a cliff. I'm dropping a rock from the top of a cliff. What will be the path of the graph? Basically, an inverted parabola's half, correct? I'm standing here, dropping a rock. So it falls to the ground. But when it falls to the ground, it is passing through the point 2, -64. Now, can you tell me this graph equation? This graph's equation, can you tell me? Meaning, this is time. I am plotting time in the x-axis as t. Basically, the distance traveled by the I'm throwing a stone, right? What did I say? I don't know. Ball or a stone. This is the distance. Meaning, let's say this is the height, I'll say. Okay, height from which I'm throwing. So that is represented as h. Okay, so usually you have your equation like this, right? Now I'm changing the variables. Clearly, I'm changing my x and y variables as t and h. Can you give the equation for h of t, where t is your independent variable, h is your dependent variable?
Wait, Miss Priya, would the equation just be the same? Like the formula?
Yeah, no doubt it's going to be the same because see, the stone is going to form the parabolic path. You get it?
Alright.
And it passes through the point 2 comma minus 64. So the same way, but it's just a word problem, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can help you, send it to me. Send to me that you need help. I'll stop there. With that, we'll conclude.
Wait, well, we don't have the coordinates for the vertex.
What is it?
What's the
What-
vertex?
What the vertex?
Oh, vertex, okay. Okay, I should have drawn the full graph, I feel. It's okay. Okay, let me do like this. This is the point origin. How about that?
To clarify, it's -2 comma -64, right?
Illemma, it is 2 comma 64. See, it is in this quadrant. It is
Because
in this.
it's below the graph.
This is plus 2
Oh,
comma.
okay. Okay.
This
I
is
read
2.
it wrong.
No problem. Minus 64. I should have been clear. If you're getting stuck, I'll help you guys.
Miss Priya,
Yeah, ma'am.
are we just figuring out what the A value is?
Are you just figuring out what the values? See, I want the equation for h of t. H is your dependent variable, t is your independent variable. You got it?
Yeah. So X and Y have to be in the equation.
Here's my answer, right?
X and H of T.
Correct, correct. Instead of x and y, there should be t and h in your equation.
Wait, Miss Priya's my answer, right?
No, Dhruv. Ashrita, correct, Amma, you can leave. Advik, correct, you can leave.
Wait, what did I get wrong? It's like the whole.
The A value is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Annam, you can leave. I think you got it, right?
Yeah.
I solved it for
No. Bye.
Did I get it correct?
Uma, oh, Krishiv. Krishiv, I didn't see your answer, Krishiv. Did I miss? Sorry, Krishiv. Krishiv, what was your answer? Akshada, that is not correct, Ma Akshada. How did you get that?
Okay, I changed my answer, Miss Priya.
That is correct, Dhruv.
Okay, bye, Miss Priya.
I'll help you guys. If you're stuck, I'll help you.
Here's
So
my
I want you to
answer.
try. Your A value is incorrect.
Did I get it correct?
Amma, if it is an inverted parabola, no. Krishiv, what was your answer?
I sent it like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but that's not correct. How did you get the 2 inside?
Miss Priya.
Amma, K is 0, Krishiv. But after that, what did you do to find out a value?
I
X
thought
root
like
of a is 0. So the equation becomes a times x square. That's all. Now,
Miss
how will you,
my answer.
Rama, how will you substitute x and y value? I gave you x and y value, a point on the graph, right?
yeah, 2
No,
and
your answer is not right. Hmm?
so should I just substitute it?
Yeah, x and y is here. I'm asking you to substitute it there, right? Akshada, can you fix and let me know the answer, Akshada? You're making a lot of computation mistakes.
I'm kind of confused.
No, you're not confused, right? You're not doing the multiplication division properly. Can you redo for me? Or do it on the board, I'll check.
Miss Priya.
Your answers are all conceptually right, but there are number mistakes, Amma. Yeah, Ma.
Is my answer right?
Where did you send it again? I already told you that it was incorrect, Subi. Okay, where is the 32 coming from, Akshara?
The 1, 32 or negative 32.
Where I gave you as 1 comma negative 32?
Like, cause if you divided it in half, you would get negative
You
32.
cannot, right? Why did you divide it? Who gave you that? The point given is 2 comma minus 64, right? So x value is 2, y is minus 64, right?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Miss Priya, is my answer correct?
Really, Krishiv, your equation of the graph should contain y and x values.
So, alright. So wait, would it be like just the same thing without the 2? So wait.
Right, Krishiv. Akshada, that is correct. So Krishiv, why you substitute minus 64? X you substitute to find out a first. Send me the value of a. What is the answer, Akshada, for a?
Is it negative 16?
Yeah. Now go ahead, plug it in, send me the equation of the parabola. Good. Can you send me the equation of the parabola? Krishu, send me the value of a. Subi, send me the value of a. Akshada, correct. You can leave now.
Bye.
Subi, how did you find? Can you do it? Krishiv, is 16 or minus 16, Krishiv?
Oh, I didn't press minus. My bad.
Okay. So now can you plug in the value of a and then send me the equation? So y is h of t. X is t here. That's all.
Is it correct now?
Yeah. What was your answer? Let me check. Oh, Krishiv, a is minus 16. I already
Oh,
told
my.
you. You didn't
Oh,
correct it again.
alright.
Yes, go ahead, Ma. Subi, I'm watching.
Really
Now is it correct?
understand what format to write it in.
I
Because I don't know how to like put y and negative 64 in the equation.
Ma, y is minus 64, Ma. Just plug it in, Subi. Equal to 8 times what is x? 2 square, right? Can you solve for a?
Miss Priya, can I leave?
Yeah, you can leave. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Ma. Ananya, what is a value, Ananya?
Negative 16.
Yeah, a is negative 16. So when you plug into your equation, what happens? H of t will be equal to minus 16x square. This is your equation of the path of the stone.
Wait, what if we also put y? Y, it counts as y, right? Y is equal to negative 16.
You cannot put it when they have given the graph like this. It is h of t. Height is dependent on time. So instead of y or f of x, right? You write f of x, right? A function. Instead of all that, you write it out as h of t. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, Subi, that's right. Did you get it, Subi, how you got this equation?
Yeah. Is
Yep.
this the equation?
Yeah, that's right, ma. That's right. Good job, Subi. Very nice. Ananya, did you understand?
Yes.
I'll stop here, guys. But thanks for your patience. Nice patience. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Priya.
See you all week after next. Subi, how are you doing in school?
Good.
All good grades?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good.
Easy at school?
Yeah.
Are you taking what we learn in class and using it at school?
Yeah.